I thought this would be a good opportunity to just spend a couple of minutes talking about how a database decides which results to show us as a result of our search, and how we can take a little bit more control over those decisions. So what this is going to do is this is going to introduce you to the concept of fields within a database record and also field searching. When we do a simple keyword search in a database, the database is not usually searching the full text of a piece of information. There are exceptions to that. OneSearch is one of the exceptions where it really does try to search the full text of the piece of information. But most likely a database is trying to match your search words to fields in the record in a database or in a catalog record. And I'll show you a little bit more in just a minute what those records look like. Unless otherwise specified, most databases will search for your words in fields like the title, the abstract, maybe the name or the author, descriptors, which are things like subject headings and keywords that appear in the field, and also places like the publication, so possibly the journal. And what we can do then is we can be more specific if we want about where we want our words to appear or which fields we think are going to be most relevant to us. I'm going to demonstrate this concept of fields and field searching for you here in the PsycInfo database. You'll see at the top I've done a really simple keyword search using a couple of Boolean operators. So I've searched for anxiety and women and yoga, trying to find information possibly on whether or not the practice of yoga may help women with anxiety. And I have 128 results. Again, I'm in a subject-specific database, so this is going to be fewer results than if I was using a tool like OneSearch. And if I scroll through, I can kind of see that in, for example, the titles, my search words have been bolded. And so it's showing me where it's finding my keywords. Now, one of the challenges that you may face is that sometimes you'll find non-relevant information in your results. So this result number 3 is about yoga for men's mental health. Well, I searched for women. Why am I getting information about men? So if I click into the record, this is what we consider to be the record, I can scroll through, and what I'll see is still all of my search words are being bolded. And in the abstract mentions that research in this area of mental health in men lags behind that of women. So the reason I'm getting this result is not because it's about women, but because the abstract simply happens to mention women. So this is when we say that keyword searching is sometimes imprecise, this is a really good example of where we're lacking some precision. So there are a few different techniques that we could possibly use to solve this problem. One is if I scroll down, I notice there's a subject for human males. So I could go look up in the thesaurus whether or not there's a subject heading for human females, and then maybe do a subject search to make it more specific. The other thing that I could do, if I go back to my search, let's say I think that an article that would be highly relevant to me is probably going to mention women in just the title of the article. I don't really want articles that mention women in the abstract or other fields. So I can use this drop-down box, and all of these different options are the fields in records in PsycInfo. So I can choose title here. And if I do my search, I go from 128 results to now 56 results. So this has narrowed my search, and now I'm only going to find pieces of information that include the word women in the title, and then I still have anxiety and yoga in any of the other fields. So there are drawbacks to this approach. There could be a highly relevant article that doesn't mention women in the title, but is about women. So that's again where keyword searching can be tricky. But if you're finding a lot of non-relevant information, or if you really want that word to appear in a certain field, you can certainly do that with field searching.